Hello everyone, welcome Rosa Technocrat. I'm here again with a new content and that's about what's new in version 7.4 on Fortigate. We will be discussing about what's new features in the version 7.4, how is it better or like what are the difference in features between version 7.4 and 7.2, whether you should uh, plan for an upgrade to 7.4 or not. So this video will help you to understand your queries about 7.4 and mainly what's new or what's important features in 7.4. Let's begin. So the motivation or the inspiration behind this video is I had a request from an end user and they asked me like whether we should go for an upgrade or not and what are the main differences like in 7.2 and 7.4. So they were running on 7.2 and they wanted to know the features in 7.4 that can help them or compare them with version 7.2. So this inspired me to create an content or video about this. Okay. So whenever you are planning for the upgrade, the main or the first reason for most of the organizations is about if the firmware version is going to be end of life or the support is ending very soon. So that is one of the cause. The second main reason where organizations think about upgrading is because of the vulnerabilities, because of the any critical CVs or any incidents that might happen. So before explaining the features, so I just wanted to show you like you can check the product life cycle of any Fortinet devices. And if you visit the website like product life cycle on support portal, so you will be able to see the different versions and what are their end of support or end of life cycles. So one of the reason you can think to upgrade from 7.2.7.4 is basically about the end of support. Okay, so end of support it's like almost very soon, and then the 7.4 will be up till until 2026. So this 7.2 is going to be end of support very soon. Not very soon. I think it's yeah, it's already ended. So it's not end of support. It's basically end of engineering support. So if we browse this website, we will be able to see here the contents end of engineering support. Okay, so this is like no more further developments will be done in 7.2. So but there will be patches, fixes, those details will be available. Okay, let me open this and show you. Maybe that will help you. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I'm just showing you here the product life cycle. So when you go to software, if you click on the software and you can see all the products listed here. Okay, so be it 40 ADC, ADR, 40 extender. So all the products has the dates defined for each category. So you can see the software version, release date, end of engineering support, and end of support. Okay, so if you go to 40OS, that means for the FortiGate. So you will be seeing here the this is end of engineering support, end of support date. So end of engineering support means like there will be no more software developments or there will be no more coding, new features will be added in 7.2. That's called end of engineering support, means no more coding anymore. Okay, so end of support means like you are not going to get any support from tech or from Fortinet technical support assistance. Like you are not going to get any further support, be it vulnerabilities or normal technical assistance. So that's called end of support. Okay, so If we talk about 7.2 and 7.4, so 7.2 is end of engineering support. Okay, so that's the first reason you should consider upgrading from 7.2 to 7.4. First thing. Then this is end of order, like release, so there will be no more releases, no more engineering support, and 7.2 will be supported until 2026. The end of support will be next year. Okay, so that's the first reason you should consider upgrading. And 7.4 is like longer, it will be end of engineering support in 2026. And from 7.4, you can see there is 7.6 as well. So that's another reason, like we should not lag behind in terms of technology and software development. So we should consider upgrading. Okay. So this product lifecycle page you can use to check the lifecycle of Fortinet products. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, now we are talking about the differences between 7.2 and 7.4. There are various or multiple features, multiple GUI differences that you will feel in 7.2 and 7.4. So I will explain some of them during this, and then during the lab time, I will be explaining more, or mostly I will show you all the features. But as a part of this explanation, I'm just going to highlight some important or some uh, that I observed. Okay. So, okay, sorry. So, one is policy lookup changed. So, in 7.2, we had this policy lookup. Here you can see in 7.4, this is policy match tool. Okay, so in 7.4, the naming or the options has been changed, and in this is in 7.2. Okay, so policy now the name has been changed. Earlier it was shown as policy lookup. Now it is shown as policy match tool. You have an incoming interface, IP version, protocol, source port. A new field for the user has been added. Like you can do the policy match or policy lookup even based on the user. So the added advantage is user has been added. Then destination address, destination port. So now you have a destination port option as well in the policy match tool. So these are the two added advantage. If we say one is user match, two is destination port. So earlier in the policy lookup, you did not have destination port and the user option or user filter available. So that's a GUI change, and which helps us to filter the policies much better because they have added two more options in case you are looking for that. Okay. Uh, there are some minor changes on the GUI dashboard as well. You can see here, uh, like mainly on the license part, I'm trying to explain here. Earlier, the license widget was simply showing the naming and a checkbox if it's reachable or not. Now they have changed that part to something more GUI, and they have added the icons onto that. So these are some of the minor changes related to widgets. So it's not only specific to license widget, like on dashboard, there are a couple of similar GUI changes where they have added more GUI friendly or more icons onto the widgets. Okay. Uh, then that's the important feature. This is important. That helps you to change the VLAN, and very important in case if you are doing any migrations or VLAN changes onto an interface. So from from 7.2.9 onwards, instead this thing is has been introduced in 7.2.9 onwards, but in 7.4 all everything has it. So this has been introduced in this, but mainly I can say it was actually for this. Okay, but you can see this feature from 7.2.9 onwards. So what this feature is, like VLAN on interface can be changed. That's the feature. So what does it mean? So in 7.2 or older versions from 7 to 9, you did not had this edit button in in front of the VLAN ID. That means when you created a sub interface or when you created a VLAN interface with a VLAN ID, earlier it was not possible to change the VLAN ID. That means there was no edit button available. But beginning 7 to 9 or in 7.4, this VLAN ID can be changed. So that helps us during the migrations. It's very important feature. You should know this. VLAN ID can be changed. Okay, so that's very important. This you can make a note of it, and that's more important rather than smaller GUI changes. Then we have got multiple packet of captures. Multiple packet captures is this is also a very good feature. So in 7.2, when you capture a packet from the GUI at any point of time, you will be able to take one packet capture or start one packet capture at a time from the GUI, because as soon as you enable it, there is no other option to start a new capture. Okay, so in 7.4 onwards, you have multiple simultaneous packet captures running. So you can run multiple simultaneous packet captures. Okay, so this is an important feature in 7.4, which was not there in 7.2, but it's there in 7.4. Okay, so you can run multiple simultaneous packet captures. That's important. Then we have got Forti Sandbox Monitor. So what does it mean? What is Forti Sandbox Monitor? So the organizations which have a integration with Forti Sandbox for the monitoring or verification of their files using a sandbox technique. So earlier it was not shown on the FortiGate like which files are being sent to the Forti Sandbox. Uh, Now, on the FortiGate itself, they have given this option where you can verify if the files are being sent to the sandbox or not and what's the status. Earlier in 7.2, this option was not there. So if I quickly draw a comparison or if I mention in 7.2, there was no sandbox, no monitoring of sandbox files, but in 7.4, you can monitor it from the FortiGate itself. But even in 7.2, you had to do this from sandbox, not from FortiGate. But now in 7.4, you can do it from FortiGate or FortiOS itself. So this new widget has been added. So this is basically a added widget Forti Sandbox Monitor. Okay, that's cool. And okay, this I have already explained. Run simultaneously packet captures in GUI. Start the packet capture, how to do. Okay, yeah. This is another more important feature. This is support for RedSec. So what is RedSec? RedSec is like radius over TCP, but it's secure. So we can say radius over TLS. So radius over TLS means similar to LDAP-S or any other secure protocol. So now in 7.4.0 onwards, any version, FortiGate has the support of radius over TLS. So that can be done. And this was not there in version 7.2 or older versions. This is a new feature that has been introduced. Okay, so these were just some of the minor or important or some major like RedSec, multiple simultaneous packet capture, and sandbox monitor. Uh, And yes, VLAN edit, we can't forget, that's the important. So VLAN edit. So these are some of the important features that has been added apart from so many minor. I have not explained you like almost uh, uh, 60% of the features that has been added. I just explained the main and important ones here. So now let's do our lab where I can explain you more about all these features. Let's start. Let me log in to the lab quickly. Here we go. So I have got two firewalls. One is 7.2, one is 7.4, and we will be doing a quick comparison. Let me put one window on the other side and second window on the other side. Okay, let's log in. This is admin, and I don't know which one is what. I forgot myself. Okay, so now we are logged in both the firewalls. Give me a second. Sorry, guys, we are logging. Okay, now when we log in, this is my 7.2 and this is my 7.4. On the left, you see 7.2. On the right, you see 7.4. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that I had explained was like this license widget. So license widget, as you can see here, you have only the title or the text here shown, but here you have the icons as well, like support updates, IPS, antivirus, all these. So there are icons here. Okay. Then apart from this, let's say when you go to security fabric, here in the lab, like I can quickly show you most of the differences. Okay. So security fabric also similar. Here you see small icons, but in case of 7.4, you see like they have added the text apart from the icons. Okay. And fabric connectors are more simplified rather than 7.2. You can see here logging, sandbox, FortiClient, EMS. So they are much more organized than here in the 7.2. Okay. So this looks much better and more organized in 7.4. Then I told you about packet capture. So if you go under network diagnostics packet capture, so you can see here it's only like one packet capture, but if I go on 7.4 network diagnostics, you have option to add like new packet capture. Okay, so as you can see, I tried to do two packet captures. You can select, delete, uh, capture file only, file and settings, everything. These options are newly added. Earlier you did not had like delete the setting, delete file only. Earlier it was okay. I will show you. I just captured anything here, and if I stop the capture, it gives me these options: restart, save as pcap, or back. Back means it's gone. Here, once you do a new packet capture, this keeps on running. Okay, you have to give a name, start capture, and just a minute, because maybe it's already running. Let me delete these. Delete. This is gone. Okay, same way if you select here, delete, capture file and settings, it's gone. Okay, so you can have multiple packet captures here. And then I told you about policy lookup. Yeah, so policy lookup, if you go, where is that policy lookup? Firewall policy and policy object, firewall policy. Okay, this is one more thing. Like in the 7.4, there is a new firewall policy layout which loads much faster than compared to 7.2. So if you are an organization where you have thousands, like 10,000, 20,000 policies, so the loading of the firewall policy or GUI of the firewall policy has been improved a lot, and it's much faster than 7.2. So that's one thing. So you can simply click use new layout if you want. And then if you go on the firewall policy, just wait while it loads, because it was just trying to change the layout. Okay, so here if you see, in 7.2 you had policy lookup, but in 7.4 you have policy match. So they have changed the naming and the option of user, the option of user and this destination port have been added. But in 7.2 you had only uh, policy lookup based on source destination on the protocol, but in 7.4 now you have source port, destination port added, and the user added. Okay, so this is much better. And also they have added this recently matched policies. That means if you have done a policy lookup recently, that will also be shown under this recently matched policies. So that's one more change. Yes, and then I talked about radius support, RedSec. So RedSec is, of course, I can't see because that is, I can't show, that's a functionality, but I can show you like the configuration for that from the CLI if you want. Okay. We talked about VLAN on an interface. So if you see port 2, for example, in 7.2, I created a test VLAN. Okay. And this test VLAN is having a VLAN ID of 30. Okay. Which version I am on? Okay, I am on 7 to 11. So as I mentioned, this edit button is available from 7 to 9 onwards. Sorry, but my version is 7 to 11. Okay, but I can still explain you. So in 7 to 9 and like older than 9, like 8 or any previous, you will not see this edit option. Okay, but this edit option is added from 7 to 9 and in 7.4. So if you go in 7.4 and if you create a interface, for example, 9 and test VLAN, you see this edit VLAN option under the VLAN ID. This is very important for migrations. This can save you so many hours or whenever there is an infrastructure change with respect to VLAN IDs and anything. So this helps you there. Okay, so these are some of the main differences, and if you want like full differences to be seen, you can simply type in FortiOS 7.4 new features. Okay, so I will quickly show you. So if you click on this article for 7.4 new features, that's a public documentation, you will be you will be able to see the new features in 7.4.0. Okay, so this GUI provides details about what's new in this, like GUI, network, policy, and objects. So there are multiple new features or new additions in all of these. I explained some of them, like the important ones. So if you click on GUI, for example, GUI itself, you see general usability enhancement, which are more of like updated dashboard, additional features, run simultaneous packet capture, sandbox monitor, and optimized policy FortiGuard license widget. These are updated. This is some of them which I had shown. Then under the network, I shown you about which one? I had shown you about the packet captures. Okay. Apart from these GUI or basic lookup things, there are multiple features or new features with respect to the functionality itself that have been added. But I can't show you those on the GUI. These are from a functionality perspective or how the FortiGate works. Uh, and if I just create content for these new features, this itself will take me like days to complete all of them. Okay, but important ones I had explained from a GUI perspective. from functionality perspective, there can be like with respect to protocol, with respect to HTTP, and so many things. Maybe I need to have separate video for each section, like for I can explain one for network, one for security profiles, and under each category. But those were the main ones from a GUI or main functionality that we see. Hope this will help you guys in deciding if you want to go for 7.4. But yeah, yes, before going, like you should also take care of the known issues for the version whichever you are uh, upgrading. 7.4.6 known issues, so you can directly go to the release notes for any version, for example 7.46, and you can click on the known issues. So known issues are the issues which are already known in those specific versions. Okay, hope this helps. See you again next on during the next video. Thank you guys, thank you for watching Rosa Technocrat. Have a good day ahead.